I'd like to conduct an audience poll and just find out how you're currently primarily training your salespeople. We see the poll results. It looks like blended learning is the majority at 38%, although 24% of you also have no formal training in place. So thank you for participating in the poll. As I said, our mission is through 30+ training offerings to enhance Salesforce effectiveness and results. We have successfully trained both online and in classrooms over 2.5 million sales professionals across the world. The research that is behind this is what is the essential guiding force for SalesAbility Boost. And FYI, we're headquartered in New York City with global representation. The reason that we talk about research so much is because the research that we conducted resulted in the course content. And here are some of the highlights of that research that actually led us to develop the program as it stands. First of all, we found out that many salespeople don't understand their customers' buying processes. It is essential for those of you who are in sales or sales training that salespeople fully understand how their customers make decisions. And SalesAbility Boost is very much grounded in the customer's decision-making process. We also noticed that high performers ask 3 times as many questions as average performers, and that most salespeople move through the sales process too quickly. They present solutions prematurely before really understanding customers' needs, their priorities, their goals, their buying process, and that's typically what results in stalled sales. Customers wish to reduce their buying risk, and so there are lots of skills and techniques within SalesAbility Boost that address mitigating customers' buying risk. And many sales organizations don't have a coachable and repeatable sales process, which SalesAbility Boost provides. I'm going to go through the content relatively quickly, but I just want you to know that there are 6 online learning modules that consist of approximately 5 hours in total of online learning, supported by lots of coaching and training resources that are included with the program. Also, that this program was specifically designed for a combination of newer salespeople, more experienced reps, and to help managers and trainers, quote, rescue the lower performers. So our content very much is based, as I said, on the research and where we found the greatest needs. The first element is why and how to align with each customer's individual buying process. We also cover how do you plan for results on every single sales call. The third module focuses on identifying customers' priorities, their challenges and goals through a series of different types of questions. One is focus questions and the other are advanced questions. This goes way beyond the simple skill of open and closed questions into something much more sophisticated and required for today's buyers. We also focus in on the importance of building relationships at multiple buying levels. The fourth element is all about selling the total value of your solution. Most programs focus on features and benefits. Our program focuses very much on selling the total value, and that includes quantifying the total value of your solution. The fifth module on obtaining and handling feedback, including objections, and the sixth module on gaining a series of commitments leading to the ultimate commitment to partner with you and following up. The model that we use in SalesAbility Boost is actually an alignment model. And as you can see, the research shows, and also sociology and psychological research shows, that every buyer goes through a predictable, though nonlinear, 5-stage process of making a decision. And it is the seller's responsibility to identify that decision process and guide the decision maker or decision makers through that 5-stage decision process to a mutually beneficial decision. So with a little bit of the content in mind, let me tell you a little bit before we go into a demo on how the components line up for the online program. And they include animated slides with voiceover, including thought-provoking questions that are really meant to engage the learner throughout the entire program. We also provide sales call segments in video form for analysis with live salespeople, not avatars, not cartoons, not illustrations, but this gives the participants a great opportunity to analyze how well the salespeople in the videos are using the selling skills in Boost. There are periodic quizzes throughout the program, again, to test knowledge, to test understanding, and to test retention. And there is a final assessment that leads to course certification and completing. In addition to that, one of the things we pride ourselves at Porter Henry on is everything that we have taught for these almost 60 years in various learning formats, including online, is destined to have what we call Monday morning application. In other words, the skills that are being taught can be applied immediately. And in fact, we give people opportunities to apply the skills to their own customers throughout the online modules. As a companion piece, we include a sales coaching playbook for managers and trainers to make sure that the training sticks and is being used on a regular basis, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and beyond after the online training. And we also provide a resource guide for learners featuring skill reviews of all of the detailed Boost skills, and as a bonus, additional learning on prospecting and virtual selling. A little bit more about Boost in terms of some of the benefits. The 6 modules include 128 mini modules. And the benefit of that is that it offers lots of flexibility for learning at the learner's own pace, and is available for brief reviews following the learning. Learning is available 24/7 at the convenience of the learner. As I mentioned, it's highly engaging with multiple learning and practice activities throughout the program and as part of the very important follow-up coaching conducted by sales managers or sales trainers. There's immediate in-course application to learners' own customers, so it's not theoretical. As they go through the program, they're actually planning for actual sales calls, which the manager then follows up on. Another way that we differentiate is to add another dimension in sales training that really reflects the reality of selling, and these are through an entire series of what we call what-if scenarios. So in other words, what if the customer questions the real value of their solution? Or what if you're selling to a number of people, all with varying priorities and different needs and time frames? So those what-if scenarios really add a very special kind of additional learning opportunity. As I said, these are practical, proven, and relevant skills and best practices gleaned from the research with hundreds of selling insights, tips, and specific examples offered. and it's supported by structured coaching to ensure sustainability and use on the job on Monday morning. One other piece is that from a technology standpoint, because we use the Thinkific platform, Boost is simple to use, administer, and monitor. You're probably familiar with the Thinkific platform, and if not, it is the leading platform in online courses and online learning communities. Here are a couple of features and benefits of Thinkific that really add to the effectiveness and the bottom line results of Boost sales training. The user interface is extremely friendly. It's extremely intuitive. Navigation is easy, which reduces the learning curve. It's easy for learners to access through the web, through your own LMS, and through mobile apps. There are no firewalls, so very few, if any, issues with your own IT departments. As a former corporate vice president of global sales training for a Wall Street bank who used Thinkific, I can tell you the implementation and the transition to Thinkific and the integration is a snap. There's also seamless sign-on from enrollment to log on through social media. And in conclusion, there's no coding or complex setup. It is easy as plug and play. So lots of benefits from the technology standpoint. Here are some additional Thinkific features. The program includes closed captioning, and there's a built-in online peer community that allows for ongoing learning and support. A little bit more on Thinkific before we go into a demo of Boost. You can assign a group admin to monitor progress and view reports, specifically how engaged are the students, what progress is each of the students making, what are the quiz results by student. And as I mentioned earlier, a course completion certificate is automated. You don't need to do anything. Thinkific automatically issues the certificate of completion to reward and to motivate learners as well. So what we're going to do now is to take a quick look at a Boost demo. We have about 6 minutes for this. We'll come back, talk a little bit more about Boost and Boost pricing, how you can start the process, and answer any questions. Gene, take it away.
During this Boost program, you will learn how the model works in practice and apply the skills one by one to your own customer and prospect sales opportunities. Welcome to SalesAbility Boost Module 3, Identifying Priorities. This module will help you sharpen your consultative selling abilities by covering how to use a variety of questions to identify customers' needs, priorities, and other critical information. We are now in the focus stage of the decision process and the identifying priorities stage of the sales process. We'll start with focus questions. Focus questions are vital for the sessions because you start gaining information about their current situation and their needs, priorities, challenges, and goals in the focus stage of the customer's decision process. And FOCUS is also an easy acronym to help you remember 5 categories of questions. The F in FOCUS stands for financial, a reminder to ask questions about what the customer is looking for from a monetary standpoint in considering a purchase. What's important to them financially? Are they trying to save money, make money, or increase revenue? You'll also want to find out if a purchase is already budgeted or when they plan to budget for it. Would they be willing to share their budget figures with? It's generally a good idea to qualify their budget expectations fairly early in the process so you have an early sense of what they're willing to spend and how you might scope your solution. Organizational questions form the O in focus. These types of questions are literally about their organization and the decision-making process. How are these types of decisions made? Who will be involved in the decision-making process? And what will each person's role be? Who is the ultimate decision maker? While some salespeople shy away from organizational questions, it's important that you find out this critical information so you know who's involved in the decision process and what each person's priorities and needs are. Recall from Module 1 that most customer or prospect priorities fall into 5 categories: financial, performance, systems, image, and relationship needs. And they may vary among the decision makers and influencers. And speaking of priorities, the next type of focus questions focus on just that. The C stands for asking questions about customer priorities. What are their needs, their goals, their challenges? What things would they like to improve about their current situation? Ask them about the criteria that they will use to select a partner to work with. This type of question uncovers what's most important to them. You should also ask about their desired timing to make a decision and to implement the new solution. The U in focus is a reminder to ask questions about their current usage, expected future usage, and how they will measure success after the solution has been implemented. Finally, the S stands for solution to problems. Ask them about the challenges they're currently facing. What's working and what's not working now? And here's another tip. Ask them about how their problems and challenges are impacting them. Are they losing money? Has productivity been negatively affected? Are they not as efficient as they'd like to be? Are they running into compliance or legal problems as a result of their current situation? And finally, under this category of solution to problem blank, what would your ideal solution look like? The answer to that question will tell you lots about what they're looking to achieve. In many cases, when you ask questions, your customer or prospect will answer with the first thing that comes to mind. That's good because it's often top of mind. But you can deepen the conversation and find out more about their needs and priorities by getting into the habit of asking one more powerful question. And that question is, what else? What else dives deeper? What else gives them an opportunity to think more deeply and cover a wider scope of their priorities and interests, which may not immediately come to mind? It also demonstrates that you're genuinely interested in knowing as much as you can about them, really understanding them below the surface level, and that builds the trust relationship with them too. Now it's time to see how well you can identify each type of focus question you see here. Jot down your responses as F, O, C, U, or S. Then continue when you're ready and we'll provide our responses. Pause the presentation now to complete this activity. How well did you do? Again, the acronym FOCUS will remind you to ask a variety of questions to uncover their priorities and understand their decision-making process. Pause again to compare your responses with ours. We're going to give you another opportunity to view and analyze a video of a sample sales call. This segment of the full sales call that you viewed in Module 1 demonstrates the salesperson's use of a number of focus questions and advance questions. As you watch, jot down notes about the types of questions Mike the salesperson asks, and also identify what prospect needs and priorities he was able to identify. And once again, consider what might have been added or done differently to make the call even more effective.
And what security issues have you had in the past year? Let's start there. Right, so from the reports I brought, it seems that a couple of hackers, which turned out to be harmless, but the network was down for about a few weeks, and it took quite some time to get that started again.
And how inconvenient was that, and what was the cost of that downtime?
We hope that you get at least a sense of SalesAbility Boost as a result of that demo. If it seemed a little choppy at times, it was, because this is simply a demo of one of the 6 modules which we pieced together. That certainly is not the entire module. Each module runs approximately 30 to 40 minutes with lots of activities and practical opportunities to apply the skills to the learner's own customers. So with that in mind, we'll do Q&A in just a moment, but before we do that, I just wanted to cover a little bit about Boost pricing. We currently have a special promotion to introduce the program this month and next. For a single user, the license is $375 per person with unlimited access to the entire course, the video content, and all of the coaching and guide and reference materials. 1 to 9 individual licenses or seats, that is $750 per person. Again, unlimited access to all elements of the course. 10 to 19 licenses, $600. And for 20 plus licenses, a further reduction in fee at $500 per person with unlimited access. So I'd like to open this up for any questions at this point. Are there any questions at all?
Great, thank you so much. So can you tell us a little bit about, for folks who are interested, how long this takes to get set up and running in an organization?
Generally speaking, and there are obviously some variables, but generally speaking, about 4 to 5 weeks.
And do you have a team to help on board or with like maintenance or ongoing support? What does that look like from the Porter, Henry and Company support for an organization?
Yes, between Porter, Henry, and Thinkific, there are all kinds of technical resources as well as the onboarding process for SalesAbility Boost.
And for folks who have existing LMSs, maybe they have some things in place so far where maybe they're doing something for their sales training. It's connected to or speaking to an HR system or an LMS system. Jean, can you talk a little bit about what integration possibilities are available?
Sure. So if you already are using a CRM like Salesforce or HubSpot, there's a lot of integrations with Thinkific that can connect to your CRM. So it makes it very easy to connect users, to get them signed up, get them onboarded. And like I said in the chat, we also provide support, so you can always reach out if you have technical problems. We can walk you through. There is an onboarding process and video to get everyone easily started and signed in.
Cool. And I know we just focused on sales training in this conversation today. What other types of training programs do you all offer?
Yeah, thanks for asking. As I mentioned, Porter Henry has a curriculum of over 30 sales and sales management and leadership programs, ranging from Boost to classroom instruction, to value-driven selling, to achieving a competitive edge, to sales coaching for managers, sales leadership, and many others. We would love to hear from you. If you have any additional questions about Boost or anything in the sales curriculum, please don't hesitate to contact us at sales@porterhenry.com or visit us at our website, porterhenry.com. Thanks again for joining today.
Great. Thank you so much, Will, Jean, and thank you again to Porter Henry for sponsoring our last demo of the day.